Hello, everyone. This is Jack, your host extraordinaire for the Amazing Scale Modelers Hangouts. This is the Sunday Hangout. This is the March 17th, and I got my blue on. I did green yesterday, or at least I attempted to. But anyway, we're going to be talking about a few things here. Hopefully, we can kill another hour. So my usual suspects and I will make that attempt, and only 2 of them showed up. So if you are watching and you have an ability to sign in with us and join us for some model talk, that would be great. I'm still working on, I just broke the news to my logo designer, my other half, to fix a few things about the logo, and I'm going to use them for a t-shirt maker online and see if it reaches the quality and price that I'm looking for, and we'll go from there. So we've got that on its way, as well as maybe even posters if you want to get a poster. But in the meantime, we have the new shop cards. Nothing like being prepared. This one is brighter, more colorful, and it dropped that Google Plus emblem off of it. So here is the old one, and here is the new one. I don't know, is there a difference between the colors?
Yes, a bit.
Well, make it real close there to real close here. So anyway, if you want to get your own, drop off your snail mail to my email. That would be scratchandjackmodels@gmail.com. scratchandjackmodels@gmail.com. And all the regular ones, like George just showed up, and Ken, I don't know about Mark, on Mark's Hobby Bench. I don't know him, Buck. You guys are kind of like the regular ones. I have your addresses. But if you have never gotten one, please sign up for one and get your own. And there's also another one that I think I'm going to do with the t-shirts. It is the classic one that one of our members many moons ago when we first became Amazing Scale Modelers had quickly put together. And Tony McCash did this one. That's interesting, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I like this one. Let's see. It doesn't have the MeWe or the Facebook on it. But that are the 2. But if you bribe me, I think I can let go of these white ones. I take bribes. Let's see. What else is going in the community? Lots of building. So I'd like to welcome Buck. Sorry, guys, under the weather. Well, in North Dakota, it is being under the weather. George, nice to see you. Mark from Mark's Hobby Bench, thank you for stopping by. Also, Ken. And that would be it. Yes, Jack, you did send me one a couple months back. Yeah, this is the updated one. I'll take a look on the spreadsheet, see if you're there, Mark, and then I'll get one out to you. I don't know what I'm going to do that, but I'm going to. The reason I don't know, I need stamps. So we got to get that together and done. So what's going on with your benches there, Jim?
Not a whole lot today. I've been out most of the day. Things. But again, still working on it. Where I'm at is with. Still got the second half of that top board to put on yet of the other piece of walnut to go along the other side. So
it almost comes like it's coming off as like the bane of your existence.
Well, so it's I knew it was going to be a lot of work, but I just didn't think it was going to be as much work as it's turned into.
I think by this point I would probably get very bored with it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've had big jobs before, but even with my paper models, but at least I see some fruits of my labor, and this one just seems to be very slow growing.
So, are you thinking about the next build? I mean, because after all this
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
Are you going to fish the boat out in the next one?
Fix the boat. Well, what am I going to do for next? Well, I got a couple options. I got to get back. I think I either get back to my Arcadia, get that one done, and then I'm not going to start the destroyer tank project for a while yet, but I do want to maybe get this one started. It's just a small build, but it might be something to do. It's a little helpser to build. This one I was going to put as like a mini diorama on a pillion, on a short pillion. I mean, this is a 172, so it's not very big. It's not a very big model.
Come with a crew, or
yeah, well, no, it doesn't have much of a crew. It's not. If you look at the top here, it's not a very big. Not very big tank.
Oh, right, yeah, it's fully enclosed.
Yeah.
That's just when the cover illustration, the box illustration, it just looked as if they were
a crew.
Sitting on top of an open.
Yeah, there is crew. There is crew.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I've got there's two. There are 2 crewmen.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to get the toothpicks out to paint them. I think I don't know. They're tiny, but yeah. But it's just to be a little pillion build. Nothing. Actually, it's a lot more detailed in the model than I thought it originally was going to be. But it's
I always thought it was a strange idea of having a tank without a turret. You have to turn the whole body of the tank to.
Well, they're for a different purpose. These are almost more than like a mobile attack tank. These are more like mobile artillery.
Oh yeah.
They're actually more classed as mobile artillery. I mean, we had them too, but it's just the thing. It's you can get if you don't have the mechanics for a turret, you can get a bigger gun on a smaller vehicle.
True, yeah.
So if you're only using it as artillery as opposed to, for longer range attack, you can get away with it. As far as being able to attack on the run like you could do with a tank, normal turreted tank, no, ain't gonna happen. You're not gonna be able to fire well moving with those, but
yeah. Yeah, true enough. I even remember there's a more modern tank that the Swedes built that was unturreted, very low profile thing.
Yeah.
Just can't remember the name of it, and if I did, it was probably something unpronounceable.
Oh yeah, no. We still use that type of armored vehicle, but again, like I said, it's mobile artillery. It's not really like a conventional tank, as you could say.
Well, Phil and Wayne show up in a live chat. Oh, there's Phil.
Here comes Phil.
Yeah, I was hoping somebody else would come in so we could just keep delaying Randall.
Bye.
I get used to it.
We don't need Wayne in because he'll come after you. Oh, Wayne, if you're watching, you're welcome. You can come in if you really want. Mark, I sent you a message in the live chat. I'm just looking at my list. I'm not sure if I found you. Is that it, Jim?
Yeah, that's it from my end so far.
Change your name to Jim and not James, because every time I look at it, I get redirected like a bad website, you know. Anyway, yes. So how you doing there, Phil?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all right if you like that sort of thing. Yeah. I've not been doing a huge amount. Well, I have done another tree.
Oh yeah. Well, look at that.
Did you find your tree leaves that you were missing?
Oh, the leaves for the other one.
Yeah.
Yes, I can, yeah.
Unfortunately, I haven't yet. I have had a look. I pretty much dismantled the entire stash.
Yeah.
Because I've got storage boxes under there that have stuff in. I pulled something, but I haven't found what I needed.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've yoinked something because I think I lifted something at an awkward. But anyway,
yeah.
But for those who haven't seen it before, that's the completed one. And I had all these leaves. Sorry?
How do you do it? You live in the UK and you're thinking palm trees and tropics and...
It's because we live in the UK that we think of palm trees.
we dream of the tropics and palm trees.
Why do you think we built an empire? We just wanted to go somewhere nice.
Yes. I said that the sun never set on the British Empire. Well, it did in Britain because it spent most of its time behind clouds. But yeah. So anyway,
I don't know, those ones, they look like you can smoke them.
Well, oddly enough, it does actually call it a hemp palm. I don't know if it shows on here. Let's see. Yeah, that's the Tamiya description.
Ooh.
You read that?
It is a Tamiya thing.
Yeah. Hemp palm. It actually comes with a diorama for the Triceratops, and there's the the tree unpainted, so
yeah,
just boring plastic at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a base for it that the Triceratops will sit on. If you notice, I don't know if you can see it here. The reason I've got fish is because there's a pool and there's an amphibian molded into the bottom of the pool.
And hence the fish.
Hence the fish, yeah, and the palm sits there.
Look at that.
So the pool is it provided as a clear piece or something? Or?
There's a clear piece that goes over the top. I'm going to paint it up. The idea is that you glue the fish in on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then just put the clear piece over it. But I went shopping yesterday and I bought this.
Water texture. Okay.
Yeah, let me know how that works out for you.
You have to build it up like 3 millimeters at a time.
Yeah.
But my thought is that I'll sort of do a bit of a layer of the water in the bottom, and then I'll put a fish in.
Yeah.
So stand a fish on it, then do more layers, and then I'll put another fish in, so it's a bit higher up.
Different depths.
Yeah, and I might have one sort of bit nose down, so it's, you know what I mean. But I may put some sort of, I may embed some water plants in it as well, just to give it a bit of interest. That's pretty much what I've been doing today, other than dismantling the room and rushing around putting it back together again. I did uncover that. That's the old Airfix one. It's rough, but that's actually a hand painted panel.
Oh.
That's maybe the better one. I don't know.
Yeah.
You hand painted the Panam?
I hand painted the Panam.
Oh, gee.
If you actually look at it in person, it's actually awful. But considering I didn't have any decals, but that's I've rooted that out. I also found that. So there's the. Oh, hang on, I've got the other nacelle here.
Just like George said that the evil panda is eating things there, it looks like.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's
I
approximately
think the pylons are backwards or for facing the wrong way. I don't want to be a rivet counter or anything, but they look like it's facing the wrong way. The pylons.
Are they?
Yeah, you got the vents on the underside instead of the top side.
They're molded like that.
No kidding.
Yeah. I'll show you. That is the design. So there's no way, and the slot is like that, so they have to go in that way. So yeah, if that, I didn't think that was wrong, but hey, you could easily be right. I haven't looked, but anyway, I think this might end up being the Constellation.
Mm-hmm.
So
no,
yeah, I may do stuff on that. Yes,
You're
easy
going
pan.
to do the Doomsday machine?
What, to scale?
Well,
Fill the room.
that would be the opening would be about as big as your room, I just think.
what I was thinking, actually, you could do it like I wouldn't say, force perspective.
Huh.
With the constellation sort of facing towards it.
Towards it, yeah.
And using one of those things that Liam discovered in B&M Bargains, the disco light thing, you can... yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Yes, I have 4 of them.
What's the disco light for?
Ooh, pretty colors.
Yeah. You've just,
Birdie.
Randall, you've just hypnotized whoever watches this.
I used to be in the Men in Black, but I gave that up.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of it. Just as a refresher from yesterday, I'll just hold up the Triceratops. Not so sure about the horns. They don't. I think they're curved the wrong way, but
depends. I think there's a couple different species.
Yeah. It's but it's a very nice sculpt. Much better than all the old ones. Although that's old now as well. I mean, that's got to be what, 20, 30 years old, maybe.
Mm.
So that's kind of me.
Okay.
Yeah. That's me done.
All right. And I want to share this, not so much because it's Star Wars, although it does help. And it's not even so much about the amazing scale modeler shop card in the background. It is because Bob Bruce has a shop card. Bob, if you're watching, I want one. I want one of them. I like it. I like it. So he's got his own shop card. Look how good that looks. And you can see, Darth doing a little fist pump there,
I am your father.
I am your father.
Is that the bit where he goes, booyah?
Booyah. But it does look like a good the figure. You know the figure there. I don't know if it's the Revell one or
That's
PC
likely
one.
to be the Bandai one, I think.
It could be the Bandai one.
I think maybe.
Well, I was going to say that Randall did a good job on that cheap one. If it's not, it wasn't Bandai, wasn't it? Was that right?
Oh, that was the AMT, wasn't it?
The one I did was the old MPC one, or
MPC,
AMPC, AMT. They were both pretty, Could have done a lot more to it, but I'd already started building it years ago, so never got around to putting a light in the lightsaber.
So what are you doing? Well, since you're talking, what are you doing?
I'm still pottering around with Discovery here, just finally getting the primer coat on the display board. Dodging between the showers. It's that big, 47 inches. I have to take it outside to spray it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
has it been well enough outside?
Oh yeah, we've been getting a bit of sunshine now and then.
Now and then. But you posted a picture with a dusting of snow.
Yeah, well, that's gone now, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day, and the warm side of the stone was turned up, so we got a bit of sunshine. But no, I was looking around, and there's a Facebook group called 2001 Space Modeling. And this chap in it, I can't remember his name offhand at the minute, but he posted pictures of the scene from as if it was looking through the windows of Discovery to the control deck, and it had Bowman and Pools standing doing different things. So the idea was you printed out copy of this, which I did. Hold it the right way up. At different sizes.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Cut one out that was about the right size and glued it, well, in my case, taped it to the inside.
Yeah.
It's only going to be a temporary thing. So when I put a light inside, in theory.
Ooh. Ooh. I like it.
Yeah.
It'll give people something to look at until I get the proper cockpit
interior done. Yeah.
So, and it's good enough depth so that if you look down, you can see Frank Poole angle it up.
Well, you can
just about see Dave Bowman at the back.
Yeah, I was just thinking that once you get the proper interior in, keep those, because you could cut out the characters and place them inside the.
Yeah, I could certainly. I could certainly cut out Dave Bowman standing at the back there. Frank Poole, not so much, because he's almost lost in the in the background, as it were.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But yeah, so I could certainly
cut him out real easy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I saved that before I printed it out, so I could do it again if I need to.
Oh yeah, keep it on your file.
Yeah. Unusual piece of forethought on my part, Actually remembering to do something like that.
Yeah, because I've used that method of putting characters into models before, and it worked quite well.
Yeah. Might even do that for some other model subjects that I've been working on.
Well, I do. I've used a couple of them. I've got one that I did. It's on my my U-boat. It's actually a picture of an actual U-boat captain. Got his name written on the back of it. But yeah, I've got him mounted to it, and I've got one done for this ME329 whenever I finish it. And I've got, it's actually a German Air Ace that I've got as the mascot to go with that ship. So I've used it for several times. It's kind of neat way of doing it, adding a caricature to your build.
And I've showed this elsewhere before. See if I can get it to work on this Hangout. Yep, here we go. Just for a bit of fun.
Oops, sorry.
A bit wobbly. But try holding a phone, doing a video, walking backwards.
Somehow I'm getting the Mel Brooks inspiration here.
Yeah.
You know, it almost looks like it's floating in space on its way to Jupiter.
All it's missing is the music and a better background.
Oh no, the background is what puts it in its proper perspective, I guess. Oh, we get a replay. Oh yeah, that's something Facebook does, which I could never understand.
Oh, auto replays the videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all those wonderful Airfix kits back there.
I am the Angel Interceptor that somebody spotted up here.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
I'll stop it here. Ooh, that's me.
That's you, huh?
Yep, that's all I've done.
You know which piece of music is supposed to go with that, with the Discovery, don't you? You know which piece of music it is that you put with the...
I can remember the tune, I can never remember the name.
I don't want to sound like I can't get past something. What was that, Phil?
It's the Guyane Ballet Suite by Khachaturian.
Ah, yeah.
Khachaturian, yeah, okay.
Which was also used in a slightly modified form at the beginning of Aliens.
That's right. Yeah, I think what is your guy that did the music for Aliens? Horner? James Horner, yeah. I think he was actually quite fond of that music because he also used it in Patriot games too. Here's the nerd is starting to come out.
Well, I don't think it'll
do with modeling.
I don't think it'll ever get old when I will never let Mark Dunmore forget what he said. That he and Wayne traded off, that Wayne did Gundam, and Wayne's got into Gundams too.
Yeah.
And he's like, he posted, how do you tank builders stay sane? And I just can't get past that because he does Gundams. And to prove my point, I think he's a little crazier than tank builders.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least they're all different parts.
As the spine of Discovery.
Yeah, exactly. And look what he says about that.
been a good day.
At least all his parts are all different colors.
Well, that's true. They're all
Yeah, but
different
Mark
colors.
tends to repaint them too. So
That's true.
Hmm.
That's true. Joe McCaslin had showed up on the live chat, and he's I have a public 135 TACCOM Tiger, King Tiger,
yeah.
and a not so public 124 Airfix Spitfire VB.
Oh right, yeah, that's the yeah, that's basically the old Mark 1, Mark 2 mold with added parts for the 5B. Yeah, I've got one that's still plugging up the courage to actually continue building it.
That was Airfix's first 24 scale kit.
Yeah.
And there are 72 scale kits out now that have more detail in them.
Yeah. Yeah. The years have not been kind to the mold either.
You know, they keep retreading them and retreading them.
If I'll tell you what, if there was a kit that needed a revisit, it's that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if they did a number on that, like they did with the Typhoon and the new
the Hellcat, yeah,
and stuff like that, I think they'd be on to a winner.
Definitely.
Just retire the old the original molds.
Well, on the MeWe channel, member Dewey model. Dewey model. My birthday present for my brother. He's got a nice brother, I gotta say. It's a trumpeter, Tomcat. I built the AMT one back when I started back to modeling. I got the same kit. I'm gonna do a redo on that because I knew nothing about doing aircraft. So I'll someday I'm gonna do the AMT one. But I asked him if to keep us
abridged,
informed of his progress. Informed of
32 scale one. That'll be big.
Yeah. Yeah. They're typically like 48 scale. The kit. A 32 is actually very, very nice. In fact, from what I want to do to light the instrument panels inside, as well as figure out how to do light the jet exhaust.
Yeah.
Doing it in a takeoff, so it has landing lights blinking on takeoff or landing. However, but that would be a great size to. I'm gonna look that up. I gotta look that up.
32 scale, big. Plenty of room for lighting.
Oh yeah, well, there's plenty of the 48 scale, but certainly 32 will help.
Yeah, especially when it comes to lighting the dials for the instruments, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, Joe. I don't know if you're watching. Would you be ever interested in doing a cutaway of this nature? Just out of curiosity, because you do a lot of World War II things, and I'm not sure if you ever got into the modern stuff like this. So what I've been doing myself, I didn't share yesterday. Maybe it was a good thing because I have more to share tonight. And that would have been the original pop of the AMT Excelsior from Star Trek. And this kit, I thought, this is going to be an relatively easy kit. And I thought, the accuracy's okay. I couldn't have been any more wrong. I really couldn't have been any more wrong. And this is upside down, the secondary hull. They had this grid. I think I have a picture of it. See, I had that grid. It was really annoying. not because it's not accurate, because it's just annoying. So I did sand it off, and I did start drilling holes for the lighting on the top part. And I got as, this is where I'm showing that I sanded the top part to match the lower hull. And I do believe I have, oh, that's a nice blurry one. Here, I'm showing that inside there are these ribs. And whenever this part over here is placed in there, that's the line that it takes up. And why that's important, there's actually windows below this line where looking into this hangar deck, it doesn't seem like there's rooms there with lights. But I'm going to see if I can do an old Jedi mind trick on this and put lights from the outside that show rooms or corridors or whatever from the outside. But when you look from the back into it, you'll see the regular shuttle bay or the hangar deck or whatever it is that is. Nobody seems to know what that is. And here, in order to do that, I had to trim down these ribs that went all the way up to the top on the side like the other two. And aside from that, I think I'm going to be drilling a hole right here for the stand. In the repop kit, there is a hole for a stand, and the shuttle bay area or cargo bay area is designed very differently, which will be more conducive to what I have in mind than what this is offering. So there it is with the hangar or cargo bay in there. And from another view. And also, I drilled holes in the wrong spot. So I have to putty them back up again and drill new ones. And here I'm showing what I have to do. Now, this is probably 1.5 millimeters high and maybe about 3 millimeters wide at best. So, and this is really hard to do only because I got to get a pin vise in there to drill this out.
And pretty thick plastic there too.
And it's pretty thick. Yeah, it's pretty thick.
And you have to do it 5 more times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the 6th one you don't do. The 6th one is shining against. That's not even shine. It's facing the neck or the dorsal. Another example. So here's my next deck on the secondary hull, and here I have in pencil. I penciled out that interior, and I'm going to have a problem with this after this because there's an emblem. Let's see if we can flip this around. I'm not going to put it there. Well, anyway, this has been pretty easy, actually, because to see this tape in the background, I'm cutting strips and applying them like here. I applied it below the seam, and it gave me where I would put the windows, so they appear to be in a straight line. Because doing it this way, the difficult part is doing it in a straight line. So let's go back to photos. So what was I gonna say about this? Oh, the decals. Because there's an emblem that goes on the side here, pinstripe and an emblem. And the original kit looks like this right here. This is what I'm talking about. And on the new kit, which you can build either way because there's 2 ways to build this, it's much smaller. I don't care how old the kit is. That is like way out of size. Way out of size. So now I got to fork over some bucks to get a new decal sheet because I got to use this for my other build. I'm going to build it both ways. So that's the problem I'm running into. So I got to measure how wide this is and then eyeball it from my reference photos. This is a reference photo that I am counting on to help me out. Let's see. So I gotta see if I can get these measured. And I think that penciled in line goes right along here. I'm not that far, maybe right to there. So there's a lot of windows here that don't appear. Oh gosh, where's a good view of that? Well, that's not a good view. That's just a drawing.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, this would be the only picture that I have. Come on. I just have to zoom in. I like my dog. As you can see, it doesn't look like, well, maybe it does, that there would be corridors and rooms along the side here. But that's what I'm up against, and that's my challenge. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Got my work cut out for me. I got a question for you guys. I got a question for everybody, even in the chat. Hi, Mark. Mark showed up. How do I post to your MeWe? Oh, you go to MeWe.com. It's a social platform. It's very similar to what Google Plus was, and I made the group. Well, originally it was private, but now it's semi-private. So I do believe you can look Amazing Scale Modelers up and find us. And you ask for an invite, just like Google Plus or even Facebook. So that's how you do that, Ken. Just go to MeWe.com. Now, if you are posting pictures on the Amazing Scale Modelers community, it does not automatically show up on your account. So, but if you do it in reverse, put it into your account, then you can share that with the community. I don't know why you couldn't go in reverse.
Well, you can if you post it in the Amazing Scale Modelers. When you've done the posting, there's a share button. You can hit share, and it'll say one of the lines is to your timeline, so you can share the post back to your timeline.
Oh, can you? Oh, it doesn't do it automatically. Yeah.
No, you have to do it manually.
You have to do it manually, but you can do it. I think a lot of people are just complaining about. Well, the features, I guess, are the same. It's just the way they're arranged. Then again, they're different.
Yeah.
Some people will say, "Why MeWe?" Because MeWe, like Google Plus, I don't know about Google. I can't speak too much about Google Plus, but I know MeWe does not share your information that you give it. In fact, doesn't even ask you for that much information. It does assure your privacy. There's no ads on the website, not like Facebook. Facebook is just, well, that's how they make their money. I don't know how MeWe does it, but MeWe, if you want different emojis, you got to pay for them. You get emojis to use, but if you want more customized emojis, you have to pay for them. And there's other things too. You get a certain amount of memory
Yeah.
on your account. So if you can only have so many pictures, I guess. You probably have to delete them to keep it free. But if you wanted more of a storage, you pay for that. So there's things that they offer that you little extras that you can pay for, and that's how they stay afloat. But it's a very different. I think it's a good compromise between Facebook and what Google Plus was. So yeah, if you want to do a MeWe, the MeWe community is much more subdued right now because there's fewer people, and it tends to be more sci-fi. But there's a few. There's one guy that's semi-professional that's on there, and he does a lot of armor, and he does post. But Google Plus was pretty sci-fi like, kind of different from the Google. I should say the Facebook. The Facebook, a lot more armor, aircraft, and automobiles. Much more diverse. Even though sci-fi does appear on the Facebook, but don't you agree, Jim, that the MeWe is a little bit more
A little more
sci-fi?
sci-fi, but I think it's changing. I'm seeing a lot more other stuff creeping in, a lot more, armor, and lately there's been a lot of more figures that show up, and especially some like the Warhammer figures and that. And
I would love to see a lot more of that because 3D printing has gotten very big with Warhammer.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So, question for you all. What was a happy mistake? You just got lucky with the build. I got lucky building the Enterprise, the 350 NX-01 Enterprise. That's
happy mistake.
it's a mistake to build it, but I was actually pretty surprised how well I did. Oh, sorry, Jim, you don't make any. No, I mean, wasn't there like times you were
I make plenty of mistakes, but whether they're happy ones or not.
Yeah.
Well, when you felt lucky for finishing, looking, you know what? I think it was that stunt airplane. I think you got some luck on your side finally between the yellow and the green. The way you struggled with that, you've invented a few English curse words while doing that.
Well, funny enough, the yellow one, that wasn't too bad. It was the little Lamborghini that I had done a few months before that kind of almost killed it for yellow with me, because every time I went to spray the final color, a bit of lint or dust, or at one stage even a fly landed on it, and I had to take it and polish it out and this, that, and the other thing, and then respray it. But I did relearn an old trick of using toothpaste to polish things.
Yeah.
And it got a nice shine from the toothpaste. Smelled nice too for a few days.
Not like glue, huh? Not
No.
like
Minty fresh.
I suppose you could call that a happy accident.
I did that one time too. I cleaned it with toothpaste, but I didn't see much of a difference. I don't know. I guess it wasn't didn't help.
Plenty of proprietary modeling polishes, but I think that they all kind of owe their existence to modelers using toothpaste, because it's a very fine abrasive.
Yeah.
Suspended in a liquid, and pretty much like teacup in that respect. Though I wouldn't advise using teacup in your teeth. Tastes horrible.
Mark says, hair on a figure of, now, if I murder these words, because these are Japanese words, hair on a figure of Ashoka from
Asuka, yeah.
Evangelion?
Evangelion.
Yeah, just start throwing paint at it and turn out pretty good. Hair! And you painted hair. I can see that happening. How about you there, Phil?
Like Randall, I've had plenty of accidents, but I don't think any of them have been happy. I suppose you could say the fact that the sun bleached that is a happy accident.
Oh,
because that's actually supposed to be the same green as that's actually supposed to be the same green as these. I don't know if you can see it, but
yeah.
it's all a bit washed out. But
Well, it's actually
Yeah.
good that's a little shade off because it makes it look different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
if
there's
you
no,
look closely at it, there's
no two
a lot of variation in it. Yeah,
no two plants have the same shade of green. Even the one plant could have different shades of green.
so that's a happy accident, I suppose. That's one of the things maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The unhappy accident is I've lost the rest of them. So
Yeah.
Just thought of another happy. Well, I don't know if it was an accident as such, but it was an observation. I was doing Thunderbird 1 and using what do you call them, Mr. Metal aluminium paint on some part of it, and I was buffing it up to get a shine, and then I noticed there was some of the residue still on the cloth or the kitchen towel or whatever I was using. So masked off a panel on the main body and buffed it into the paint, and it produced a nice variation on the metallic paint.
Mm-hmm.
So you could say a happy accident, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Joe says most of the builds he does, he feels he gets lucky with. They seem to resemble the real life a little. And I think it might be the same as Mark is saying here. It's strange. He plans to do something a certain way, and it never works. He just wings it, and things turn out pretty good. Well, okay. You know what? I think there's something to be said about that. Actually, maybe it is letting things. How should I say? Evolve.
Yeah, you get that a lot. You get that a lot with a lot of models. Actually, get it. They don't build truly as the way they're sort of like designed. You always end up having to rework things, or it doesn't fit, so you got to modify it, stuff like that. So, a lot of things just don't go straight. Always a complication.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that takes a lot of practice too. If you're modifying kits to accommodate whatever it is you want to accommodate with it. Like I do a lot of lighting, and I love doing the electronic aspect of it. I sometimes like the tinkering inside the model as opposed to actually painting and finishing it.
Yeah.
Painting and finishing to me just seems too much of a finality to it, because I was having, like for the example of the 350 that I built, my first 350, my first enterprise, I was successful, and I have to say, I really took my time, and I really believe I savored that build when I was doing the guts of it all. This is a little bit more annoying because there's little reference that I can find. There's not much reference I can count on. Sometimes you need a lot of references to really get the idea of what's going on. I mean, like your tank build that you're coming up with, Jim.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got to do a lot of research on that, don't you? Or do you?
Well, no, there's some research to be done on it. We're not talking about really super complicated here. So a lot of it's straightforward. It's probably more work in the model itself, probably in the detail painting, and being the fact it's only going to be a pillion build, so the actual diorama base is probably only about 4 inches by 2 inches, or 4 by 4, or something like that. So it's not a big diorama base as such.
Mhm.
But you still have to put some thought into it, into just not, if it's a winter scene, it's not going to be just all snow. You got to have rocks, plant trees or tree stumps or whatever the heck you want in that particular scene. Or at least to give the image of it, you know. You don't necessarily have to put the full tree in. You can just put a bit of a trunk in it, and that's good enough for a display. So the reference is there.
George says, haven't been back into it in a long enough to have any happy accents, just accents. But I'll keep you informed.
We all get fumbled figured. So,
yeah. I do have one thing that was a happy accident. I just remember, I'll just share the pictures. It was that Type 7C U-boat.
Yeah.
The little one, 350 scale. I'll just share that. I was actually just spraying, and I started spraying in a vertical way for the base colour. And I was getting quite a nice, if you can see that, I was getting quite a nice sort of streaked effect.
Oh, yeah.
So I kept with that, and then decided I'd do the same thing when I did the second tone.
Yeah, that's actually a good effect, because there's those ships had a bit of a wavy pattern to the hull from the ribs, and you could see it. So that effect probably looks really, really good, because it wasn't. They're not dead flat.
No, but that wasn't intentional to start with. But
no,
it was just, so that was something I sort of So that I would class that as a happy accident, I think.
Well, that kind of like explains what Mark was saying just now. Become one with the paint. Be the paint.
Be the paint.
Yeah, that does
there we go.
You know, it's really funny, because when you showed the first picture, you got vertical lines. That doesn't seem like that will fit. But now you got the finished product here, and it's
it tones it down.
Put that up again.
Oh, bring it back up. Okay.
Yeah, bring it back up again.
Oh, hang on.
And this is what makes it look interesting and somewhat realistic, is the fact that you did the vertical lines all from front to back, but it only very much shows pretty much in the middle there, and there's some of it in the front there at the top, but maybe not the bottom so much. You got some variation there, which makes it very interesting to look at. If you're into looking at such a build closer and closer each time, you'll see something fresh and new about it. That's what's so cool about these accidents. And I was just about last week, I was noticing, or at least watching the videos that Lou had done for this build that I'm doing. He's got the painting masks, and there was this one point where he's like, "Oh, just put this on there and just lightly pass the airbrush over it, and don't overdo it." And it's true, because the finished product, I've seen it between what he had done and what Tony McCash had done was really good. Let's see if I can give you an example of what I mean. There we go. And this is, see the dark blue area?
Yeah.
Look at the subtleness of those shades.
Yeah.
And how it seems to fit right with the gray. So when he did this part, and he covered it up and then layered the gray on top of the mask to preserve these blues. This is what's so great about the, is it the same? Not quite the same on the original pop, but here they redesigned the kit and they have these channels and you can trim. You don't even, you would have to trim the mask from what Lou is saying. There's a bit of an oversized aspect to them, but here you can actually trim it up against it. And then you use this stencil. It's a stencil. And you get these variations. He's got light colored ones, a medium colored one, and a dark.
Yeah, I've seen him doing it. Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing that you were doing on your sub. It looks like anyway.
But that was just using the airbrush because it was very, very soft edged, you say.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was initially going to do vertical and then horizontal just to sort of even it out to get a nice even coat. But when I saw the vertical, and I thought, I'm not going to do the second bit.
Right.
Yeah, if you tried any harder, you would ruin the
effect.
Yes.
Effect, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless like me, you do it by accident, and
yeah.
On the Discovery, I'd done the variations in the panels, and then went over it with a very light coat of the base color.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Kind of toned everything down.
Mm-hmm.
I gloss varnished it to apply a wash around the detail around this end of it, and then when I'd done the wash, I took it out to do a matte final coat, and discovered I'd lifted the wrong can. Instead of a can of varnish, I'd lifted a can of paint. And fortunately, I because I'd misted it on, I thought, that's a bit strange. It's a bit for a clear, it's going on a bit cloudier than it should be. So I finished up with these panels here being more toned down than I intended.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't use an airbrush. You use the spray cans.
Yeah. It's possible to just coat with a spray can, yeah.
Lou in his latest video this past week had stumbled across something that I kind of expected other people to know. The Vallejo matte varnish really tones down the colors of things too. These decals are I don't want to say bright, but if you just do a clear coat on them, like the floor wax, it would have a cartoony type of look to it. So that matte varnish, he noticed, really tones everything down. And this is what I have here is probably a couple of coats, a couple of light passes over it, and it does change it. The matte property breaks up the colors, and it's actually kind of nice. But you did it with an overspray, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of like holding the part at arm's length, and just letting the cloud drift towards it more than actually,
Yeah, spraying on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Phil's cat is still wondering if it was an accident when his whisker became an antenna. Well, cats are aliens, so maybe it was one of those alien antennas. Yeah, Mark, I think you're agreeing that Vallejo matte is the only one of their paints I can manage to spray in your airbrush. It's pretty thick. You're not supposed to thin it. It's supposed to go on very, very lightly because it's thicker than the Vallejo Air, which is thin enough to go through an airbrush. But I've noticed that you got to use a pretty well opened airbrush so that basically a cloud comes out of the airbrush. And I think they formulated purposely to do that. I could be wrong, but certainly that's been my experience with it. But sometimes, you just have one of those days where everything just falls apart. This is
He's been hitting blues that one. He's legless. Also, a bit armless as well.
Harness?
Armless.
Armless. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I did to myself when I spray painted poorly. Cut my arm off. This is Dave Lazenby's diorama. We can guess what this one is. Terminator. Oh, what's coming? There's something coming out of his butt.
I think that's the wires for his lost leg.
Oh.
Yeah. At least I hope it is.
I don't know. It looks, Dave, I think you might want to revisit that.
He looks like he's leaking.
But he did an amazing job of that diorama, that stone wall and the rubble and the skulls.
I like the way he has part of the leg up there, and bits of the arm here, there. And that's him all over.
Yeah. So he not only did it, but he's showing us a close-up. Is that lighted there? Look at that.
Yep.
It is lighted, yeah. And it is coming out of its butt, actually.
Okay, Dave, that's an interesting artistic choice there. Yeah, I like the skull in the background. That's actually a good build. Now he's doing a Back to the Future build. He's doing the clock tower, and apparently there are these leopard or cat, or big cat gargoyles. And Liam had went on to Thingiverse and got them printed for him. He was showing me that this afternoon. It looks actually pretty awesome. So let's see. Is a glue bomb, now I don't know the terminology, but is a glue bomb a kit that you've done and it doesn't look good or something's wrong with it?
It's a kit that you've done that the glue is everywhere. Big smears of glue on the surface. And,
yeah, everywhere where it shouldn't be.
And glue running out the sides of it.
Yeah.
Well, I did a do-over. Phil Price did a do-over of this tank, calling it a glue bomb. I think he did an okay clean-up job of it, if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
So lucky him. He got that fixed.
I think the thing with armor vehicles is stuff like that can be quite forgiving.
Yeah.
If you do a glue bomb on it, you can easily sand it and work it back, and paint covers up and nobody knows the difference.
If there's supposed to be a texture, it's easy to retexture as well.
Yeah, especially if it's just a cast part.
Yeah, cast part.
It's like the turret or the hull. A lot of that front glacis is cast. So if it's got fingerprints or glue messes on it, it's easy enough to cover up and nobody be the wiser.
You can hide a lot of your mistakes under a layer of dirt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was Phil Price's glue bomb he got lucky with. Let's see. Simon Marks is on our Facebook community, and he's doing an interesting job on the original TV show Jupiter 2. He's got his landing gear fixed.
Done a fantastic job in that landing gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a little video of it. It does look good.
I think somebody could actually apply that to the C-57D from Forbidden Planet. Not the 144 scale one, but the bigger 72 scale one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there'd be room in the 144 scale one to do that. I mean, it's only like yay big.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was a bottle. Well, Carwin is doing a diorama. He got his plaster to work. He's carving out the cliffs, and that's all plaster. Wow. I thought that was a bottle, not a paintbrush. Looks like an archaeology pit or something. Archaeological finding pit that he's doing there. I don't know. I have a name for the bar and all the ships and characters, but I don't have a name for the planet. Well, call it Morosia. Morosia. I don't know. Morris. I'm just being. Oh, and yeah, I did show the lawn ornaments of Neil Wooding's Orca bikes, and let's see. There's a Daniel Chan who just joined the Facebook community yesterday, and he posted a Kaiju Monsters diorama that he finished a year ago. The Kaiju. The Kaiju is 30 centimeters tall. It's a 1/6 scale, and his diorama is very big and can suit for all monsters for his collections. The houses, trees, and all other accessories are coming from a 1/150 scale train model. Not too difficult to make, but really need more timing and patience because of its bigger size and require more time to make and paint. And I think we'll share this. This is actually quite fascinating. I can't say we've had anything like this in the past. This is something new. That's more up your alley, Jim.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting if you're into the kaiju genre. I know Hiroshima, they do a lot of the models for those different characters, but they also do diorama pieces. You can buy in-scale buildings and everything else to build your dioramas with.
Kaiju, is that like the Pacific Rim?
That's like Godzilla and all those. Yeah.
Oh, Godzilla. Yeah.
Yeah. Even your human monsters type stuff, like Ultraman and all that stuff.
Look at the difference between these two.
Almost like a before and after the monster.
It's like Independence Day is is in Washington D.C. and New York and California, and then it just seems like all those monsters are over there in Japan.
Notice the poster?
What's the poster?
The billboard. It's an Ultraman advertisement.
Is it really? That's a pretty intense.
Yeah, the suspended aircraft and the whole.
Yeah,
that's
Mitsubishi J2s. All right. Some sort of military maneuvers going on, huh?
Yeah, the vehicles look like probably ones that came from mini tanks or something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, there's the Ultraman.
Yeah. And a Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
Shit, that's the is that the Shin Godzilla?
Yeah.
Hmm. Nice. There's a lot of detail in this diorama.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, look at that. Huh. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, Daniel, for sharing that. That was
That's nice.
yeah, that is. It's really nice. It's really nice. There's a lot of things going on, and then he had the monster basically obliterate everything, and it's all bare.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else I can find trouble in. I got the David Kopilski did an Edward 148 scale MiG-21. It's not completed. He detailed the canopy and opted to leave it open to show the details of the cockpit. After reviewing some photos online, I dulled the finish a little and then detailed the R-35 missiles by making the sensors look realistic. The method used is my tips and tricks section and gives his web address. I think David, I think I mentioned this yesterday. I think he's one of the people that does commission builds. That's an interesting cockpit and canopy. Oh, how about that? Does that work better?
Yeah.
Interesting color the Soviets used for their cockpits.
Yeah.
That's blue.
Hmm.
That whole thing was nothing but a jet engine. He's just sitting on top of a jet engine.
Jet engine with wings.
Yeah.
It's a pretty build. I can see why he wanted to dull the finish. Wish I can zoom in on that. That's reminiscent of what Bob was building. The
the B-58.
The B-58, yeah. It has that triangular delta wing configuration.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the MiGs, one of the MiGs.
MiG-21. I think it was the most produced aircraft in the world.
Is it really?
Mm. Between the original production in what was the Soviet Union, and then it was license built
To China and
China, India,
Egypt.
yeah. East European countries. Yeah.
Let's see. Boy, it's a pretty somber night, isn't it?
Well, in chat, Al Capone is singing Heath's praises there.
Yeah, I saw that.
The legend that is Heath Tompkins.
The legendary.
Yes.
Okay, well, I think that's pretty much it. I think this is this it? No, come on. I mean, you know, Simon posts so often that I can't find what I'm looking for. I wanted to find the video of his landing gear that he got. Oh, okay, here's one. Let's go back and pause and expand.
Now, without the top on.
Oh, shoot.
The action we're getting.
Shoot.
Nice.
Hold on, stop.
Not shared yet.
Yeah. It tucked itself in right at the end. That's the residual spring power. Now, again, they're not timed perfectly, but man, they look good.
Oh, yeah.
I think it would be a quick deployment, frankly. Bob there, but hey, I don't know. That's kind of cool. Yeah, man.
I think he's had a few.
Considering I don't think anybody's ever done it quite this way before, I can't say I'm unhappy with it. Oop, landed on my hand there.
Probably.
Illegal touching.
Probably doing that
More later.
night, middle of the night.
We are getting there. The whole hull pit, though, is going to be an issue. We'll have to deal with it, but that's what we do here. Later. Hey, guys, it's about, what is it? It's 2:40 in the afternoon here, Eastern Standard Time. That's a good time. I've got the interior partially lit up, and I've got the legs activated. I just want to show you. Now, the hull is not snapshot here. I've got wires sticking out over here, so it's not completely closed. But to give you a concept of everything working, let's see. There we go.
Oh, he's got them to work evenly, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
More soup.
Okay, that was
Cool.
Simon Marks and his Jupiter wheel. He puts a lot. What I appreciate of his work is that he does a lot of fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not straight out of the box or just scratch build an interior. It means he does a lot more. Of course, he's commissioned to do that sort of thing, but boy, he if he doesn't know how to do it, he knows how to figure it out. Is what amazes me. All right, I sent off a message to Jamie Wood. He is he's sure he's going to look at his schedule and get back to me. I gave him the dates as to when we have. I think the 13th of April is the only weekend that I blacked out for him. But otherwise, I'm asking him to come on board one more time this year to share what he and Polar Lights and Round 2 have going on for Wonderfest. That should be an interesting time with him. But that's about it. Really, there's a lot of things going on in the background that I'm trying to bring forth while I'm cutting holes in plastic. So, Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody. Even Bob Busking did show up on the live chat. And I'd like to thank Mark and Joe for stopping by as well. And Wayne, thank you. And George, Ken Skiffington, Buck, I hope you feel better. He's feeling under the weather. I wonder where that came from, under the weather. But we know what that means. And also, I'd like to thank Jim and Phil for showing up also.
No problem.
As well as Randall. Thank you for stopping by and sharing your lucks and your luckiness and your unluckiness as far as the skill modeling hobby is concerned. 2 weeks will be, 2 weeks will already be, well, no, that's the last one. It'll be between March 30th and March 31st.
Yeah.
Will be that show. 30th will be across the pond on Saturday. The 31st is Sunday for the Sunday Hangout in 2 weeks from tonight. So until then, everybody, happy modeling, and we'll see you then.
Well, take care.
Good night.
Bye.